don't know if you guys have grabbed yours yet. But we still have, what, like a box and a half left, which isn't that many. You can,
Only a box and a half?
That's what's at the front, yeah. Seems like it.
There might be some more up top.
Maybe some more up top. Let's see. We're on.
Are we?
Yeah.
Good morning. That's crazy that we only have a box and a half.
Well, that's what's down on the floor, yeah.
Wow. Welcome to Coffee with Classy with me instead of Josh. Josh is down in the Dominican. He's getting an experimental surgery to have his legs turned into a flipper so he can live out his dream as a merman. So, everyone wish him a speedy recovery. He should be back on Tuesday if everything goes well. If you have his number, text him. Just, wish him luck and send us some messages and stuff. So, anyways, we'll get down to business. Do I go over polar plunge first?
Whatever you want.
So, polar plunge, nobody forget, February 25th. That's when we're jumping in the water. I don't know who's coming. I think we've got a whole crew of people coming this year. It keeps getting bigger every year. Calendars, we've only, as Hayley said, we only got like a couple boxes left maybe, which is crazy. And I don't know what else. So I think we're just going to talk about suspension and some performance upgrades. I was going to get too into the weeds, but I was going to go over a kind of a success story that we had with suspension last year with a customer. Was it last year or the year before? And he was going to have to stop riding because his back was getting so bad. He just couldn't. His doctor told me, you're going to stop riding a motorcycle. And his last ditch effort was to upgrade his suspension, so he did. We got a set of suspension for him, the Legends. These ones right here, I believe, actually. And he went on a trip after that, and he still rides now. He's got a lot of miles under him after that. So that's kind of like a happy story for somebody who was going to have to quit. And that's how important it is too. For rear suspension, you're going to get a little bit of performance, but it's a lot about comfort as well. The front suspension, you're definitely going to get a lot of performance out of. The rear suspension is more comfort and making sure the ride's a little better for you. But you still will get that performance aspect out of it as well. You want to show mine again?
So this is Zak's bike. So Zak's even outfitted with Legend, and Zak's pretty aggressive rider, right? And especially we know in the spring you get potholes, you have tar snakes, you have everything like that. This makes a world of difference, especially also if you have a passenger too. Typically coming out of factory, how would you call the Harley suspension? Out of factory, brand new bike, yeah.
How would you call it?
Yeah, like
trash.
Is it good? Where is it in the line of?
It's. You really notice the difference when you upgrade. Like you're good. You just. A lot of people ride on the stock suspension, so they're just used to it. But it really, once you upgrade, then it's like an awakening. You like realize how great it really is. Especially if you ride 2-up, like it's so much better. With me and Heather now, the extra weight, like it's night and day the difference. And I will be doing my front as well because I am an aggressive rider, but I had the opportunity to do the rear, so I figured why not? We'll start with that and go from there.
Now they're not all gold. Zak just chose gold.
Yeah, you get black, silver, or gold.
Plus you don't really see it anyways. It's all behind the saddlebag. There's a saddlebag right there. Ask your questions now, guys, about suspension, even if you're thinking about it. A lot of people do. It is kind of noted, I should say, that the Harley suspension out of factory is just the best that they could do in terms of keeping their budget.
Yeah.
So when you go the extra mile and you do your suspension, you know it. Especially if you're a heavier rider or with heavier passengers too.
Or loading up with gear.
Yeah.
All that stuff plays a factor.
Yeah.
And there's different models to suit different needs. Like this is kind of your basic model, which is still the same shock that I have. but mine has rebound adjustment on it. And then they have a third step up, which has rebound and compression. So you've got, you know, multiple adjustments, multiple different models, you know, to suit whatever you feel like you're going to need. And they have air ride, and they don't just have it for touring bikes. They have it for, you know, all models, Sportsters, Dynas, Softails, everything. So it doesn't matter what you have. I think everyone deserves to have, you know, an upgraded suspension, especially for that extra comfort, right?
Old and new too, so it's not just
yeah.
It's not limited.
No, well, my bike's no 7. So,
yeah.
But yeah, they have them for everything. And yeah, like I said, they've got air ride. There's so many different. It's too much for me to go over, but there's all kinds of different pamphlets here. Their online is great. They've got tons of videos on YouTube, and you know, lots of fact questions right on their website. And yeah, and any questions you guys have, we can answer as well. We've got great reps, and we're in contact with them. So.
So how long does it take to install a suspension here?
Just a standard set, like anything, as long as it's not air, you're like half an hour, 45 minutes. It doesn't take long at all.
So labor's minimal.
Very minimal, yeah. It doesn't even make a difference.
Yeah.
And you know, if you're somewhat handy, you can probably do it yourself. You just got to make sure you're adjusting everything properly, because you can't just put the suspension on. You have to adjust it to suit, you know, whatever kind of weight or load you're putting on the bike. You have to adjust that preload. Yeah, what else? I had some questions.
They have standard size, which is fine, but they also have a heavy duty version as well. So that's if you're over 500 pounds on the bike.
Yeah, I mean, if you're steady, I would say if you're steady on the bike with 400 pounds or more, I would go with the heavy duty.
So what did you pick for your bike? Is it a heavy duty?
No, mine's just a standard set.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be, you know, regularly running my bike at 400 to 500 pounds. We did a set of suspension for a guy, and we did the heavy duty set because most of the time he's going to be running it at a heavier weight. So he's not always going to be at that, but he's going to be, he would rather have been in the low end of the heavy shocks rather than the high end of the standard 110s.
So let's say you are riding and you're putting me on the back of there. Do you have to adjust it?
You could. So the way I have mine set up, I have mine in a happy medium. So it's going to work for me by myself, and it's also going to work when I have my girlfriend or a passenger. I set it up knowing the weight of two.
Well, you'll be under 400 or 500 with Heather on there, but if both of us are on there, you're not under we're pushing 750 pounds, right? So how do you do this? Is it easy? Is it like what would you do at home? You're in your own driveway, and I'm hopping on the back. We better set the sag.
So ideally, you want to have the weight off the bike, and then you're basically just going to turn it. So these are threads. And so this is going to turn.
By hand.
Yeah, by hand. And then that's how you're going to, I mean, there's videos on how to set the sag. I'm not going to go over it right now, but that's how you would adjust it. And then that's how you're going to.
And it locks in like that? It wouldn't shake loose?
Nope.
What's the dial there at the bottom?
So this is your rebound. So this is the kind of your second, there's 3 sets. There's one without the rebound, then there's rebound, and then there's one with your external canister, oil
reservoir
canister.
one?
Yeah.
So what does the rebound do?
The rebound, it adjusts how fast the swing arm comes back to its resting position when you hit a bump. So if you have it dialed down, then it's going to return fast. Mm-hmm. If you have it dialed up, it's going to return slower.
So if you're riding in Lindsay, what kind of rebound do you want?
Well, you're going to... It depends. This is all preference. So you could have your bike set at 6. I could have mine set at 1. And there's no right answer. It's just your preference versus my preference.
And so you figure that out by trial and error. You get to learn your shocks, right?
Yeah.
And the guys will set it all up too. Like if you do, if you grab a set of suspension, your 10 or one of the guys installs it, and you take it out, right? Let's say you're like, let's see where I can go with this. Bring it on back. They adjust it again for you. Go out again for a test ride. Find some bumps in the road. You don't like it? Come back in, and we find the right setting for you, and taking into consideration, you know, the best one so that you don't have to always adjust it. You don't always have to adjust it. I could probably still hop on the back of that one. It'd be fine. You don't really have to go crazy with that.
I mean, it's going to be better than the stock suspension. I know that for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I already do know that because I rode on them. But yeah, like anybody who comes in, usually we'll just take their weight, we'll set it up, we'll throw 2 guys on or whatever we got to do to make that weight on the bike. We'll set the sag, and then, yeah, like Hayley said, you take it out for a ride and see how you like it, and then we can adjust from there if you need to. And the rebound adjustment is, like I said, it's all preference, so you can do that by hand. It's just the dial, and same with the external canister. It's got, I think, 7 adjustments on it. So yeah, and that's your compression, your rebound, and your spring preload. What else did we want to go over?
Suspension is going to be March. So in March, we'll do another round of suspension info. So if you have any more questions, we'll be doing another video in March. You'll get some emails about some deals that are going to go out. Just remember that March gives you a month to think about it, mull it over, even call us now if you want. Get in, book in. Again, spring is already booking up. The tire deal last year did really well. So I know that you guys are listening and you guys are picking up on these benefits and deals that we're giving out.
Last month.
Honestly, it's not that we need to give free stuff away. It's the fact that we want to make sure all of our diehards get in. And we want to reward you guys for getting in on time and doing what's beneficial for both you and the shop, right? So less stress on everybody. So again, March is going to be all about suspension. Run some deals on the suspension there. Again, can't say them online. And this month is more about performance.
Yeah.
But we wanted to talk about suspension too, because it's like a really quick upgrade. You do handlebars, windscreen, and then you go suspension, basically. Like, it's the most external thing you can do.
Yeah, if like, comfort's always important to people, and performance, and like, ideally this is what you would do first to upgrade your bike. Obviously people want to do pipes and stuff like that too, but this should be in that short list of things that you do for your first upgrade if you're looking for more comfort, right? It's one of the first things I did. Like, I did what's the first things? I did lighting, which I feel is super important. I did a lighting upgrade. I did sound, so I did Bluetooth and a speaker, my phone mount, and the suspension. Those are the first, like, handful of upgrades that I did, and suspension is one of them.
There's this really cool adaptable light too, that when you go to turn, it turns on an extra set of lights within the headlight to guide your turn. It's really wild. Like, should check it out. Yeah. Excuse me. But it's like adaptable. They got like it's got lights here and in the middle. And when you go to turn, yeah, it's just wild. Adaptable.
Yeah, you gotta watch a video on it almost.
Yeah.
I understand. Are we doing turbo this one?
Yeah, turbo. We're doing it anytime. That's just like a fun little info.
This right here, this just came out. Well, I think
it's coming out in spring.
It's coming out in the spring. I don't know if it's new to Trask. This is for all Milwaukee 8 models.
The back got the thing.
Here. And then so that's the kit there.
Check this out. Are you kidding?
Super cool. So anybody who wants to do this, the first person who wants to do this to their bike, I will do free install.
No way.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I'll do free install on this for the first person who wants to do it to their bike. Again, this is Milwaukee 8 only. And you know, it's
a turbo kit.
Yeah. It's
we'll
probably,
get it on here.
You know, it's probably the install's probably about, I don't know, $1,000, $1,200 So you're getting a good chunk of money off.
Yeah, that's
Whichever
wild.
way you
I'd
look
love
at
to
it,
see
right?
that.
Me too.
But they're
Me
available.
too.
We do turbos and stuff, and
Yeah.
you know, we
Yeah.
do performance stuff.
Yeah, you do need a Thundermax with it. So, you know, if you already have one, you're ahead of the game. You just got to get the turbo kit, and like I said, we'll install it. We'll include the install in the price of the part. And then, you know, if you don't have a Thundermax, you just have to factor that into the price as well. And then, you know, we'll tune it after, right? So we've got the dyno machine, and we got guys that know how to use it. So let's, yeah, I'm pumped. If someone, like I said, if someone wants to do it, we'll do free install on it. So that'd be sweet. I'm excited to do one for sure.
So, what else about performance?
Do we want to go over the feeling stuff, or do we want to save that for next time?
Well, I don't think it hurts. Do you guys want to see a little bit about performance and some of the
People
upgrades there? We got 30
Okay.
live right now. Yeah.
Yeah, we can go over performance. Don't settle for stock.
Mike says, yeah, go for it, and that's all we need. So I got this stuff over here, Zach, if you want to walk over here. It's a little bit different looking in here.
I wonder if Shar and Josh are watching. So this is this kit actually is an upgrade for the earlier models. So the spring loaded tensioners. So that's 06 and older. So 90, I think 99 to 06. This would be an upgrade for. And this is kind of cool because I unboxed this for a customer. I've had this since probably summer. I bought this a while ago. And I opened this up for a customer, and I had not opened it before. I opened it up to show them, and it was a special edition. They released a special edition.
So what is that, though?
So this is your cam plate.
What does the cam plate do?
So it holds, there's lots of oil passages in here. And then these are where the cams go. It supports the cam. So then you'd have sprockets and chains which turn this.
And what do the cams do?
The cams are basically like a timing setter for your engine. They have lobes on them which push on the lifters, which push on the push rods, which push on your valves, which controls your whole fuel or your whole air fuel mixture setup.
So if I install one of these, what kind of performance differences do I notice?
It completely depends on what kind of cam you get, but you could get, you know, if you're looking for more torque,
This is what a cam looks like.
you can get more torque out of it. If you're looking for more horsepower, you can get more horsepower. It all depends on kind of what you're looking for. If you do a lot of highway riding, you might be looking for more horsepower. If you're doing, you know, a lot of, you know, it doesn't matter. You could still get, and you can get a little bit of both as well. Me myself, I would be looking for more torque because, you know, it's fun going fast right off the hop out of a stop, right? And that's where the torque's going to help you. But yeah, so that's cool. We have them for the early style. We have them for the later style. Yeah, that's a Milwaukee 8 kit there.
Okay, so this is, what are these called? Cam plates.
Those are cam plates. Yeah.
Then
so
what
it's
are
the same thing as this, but that's for Milwaukee 8 because Milwaukee 8 runs a single cam.
And this is your lifter.
That's a lifter. Yep.
Okay, these are all the components to that.
Yeah, that's an exploded view of your oil pump, and then these are your push rods here, adjustable quickie push.
You'll
rods.
know the push rods because can you see them outside?
You
of
can't
these
see them
ones?
bare, but you can see like the push
Like right
rod
here.
too. So that's where your push rods are. So push rods, your valves are up here. Push rods, your lifters are here. Cams are in here. Tensioners are in here. All that fancy stuff. Oil pumps in there. Cam plate. Yeah. I have a complete kit. We could show them if you want.
See, it's beneficial that I only have vintage bikes, guys, because working here, I'd get in trouble. Zach's gonna show the whole thing. A little bit of an info, but guys, ask some questions, right? Because we do this all day. Sometimes we talk a little bit higher level. You're not gonna be silly if you ask.
So this is a cam plate with the cam still in it. This is old style. because it's got the spring tensioners. You can see this one's blown apart. I think we've shown this before, but this one's, it's kind of hard to tell, but this orange piece is the like shoe for the cam chain tensioner. And as you can see, the chain just wears through it over time. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. There's the outside shoe, so you can see the wear on it, right?
So these are flat typically when you get it, right?
Yep. No, there's no groove at all. And then the chain wears through it, so.
And they're all plastic?
Yeah, there's some, I don't know exactly what they're made of, but it's some form of, plastic.
So if I've got a 07 like yours,
yep.
What are the chances that my pads are worn?
Probably good, depending on the miles. Like I said, it's just like brake pads. Your brake pads are going to wear. It's just like that. The early styles wear out faster because it's just a spring tensioner, and they just, I don't know, the technology wasn't as good. And then they went to an oil, a hydraulic lifter, which lasted longer, but still not fantastic. And we've upgraded a ton of those as well. So, but yeah, this is
upgrades are available for Softails too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
For everything.
Yep.
Yep.
So there you go.
Yep.
The cams look okay. They don't look too bad.
Well, you can tell the hardening's worn through, right? You can see the discoloration. So this guy got, a whole new kit.
Easier that way. Then you know exactly.
Well, if you're gonna do a performance upgrade, like if you're just gonna put stock cams back in, you can do stock stuff, or not do as much. But if you're gonna do performance upgrade, like go to a better, or not better cam, but like a heavier cam or performance cam, you're gonna want to upgrade all of that.
Mike's asking, what do you think of the gear to gear?
Gear to gear is great. Gear to gear is great because you completely eliminate the tensioner. There's no chain. There's no tensioner. So there's nothing in there as far as you'd only have to worry about the gears wearing. Which, I mean, I don't even know if I've ever replaced a set of gears. You got to make sure your crank runout's good with gear to gear. But yeah, gear to gear is great. Some people are little.
What's gear to gear?
So instead of having a chain here and the tensioners, you would have a gear here and a gear here, and it's gear driven cams instead of chain driven cams. So think about what's something that's gear to gear that's easy to kind of explain for people. I can't even think of something.
Well, you guys can understand.
Yeah.
You take the chain out, so there's no pads or anything.
So they spin like this, but instead of having a chain, it would just be two gears.
Costs more with gear to gear, John says. What's the difference between a 203 and a 505 cam?
Ooh, that's a great question. You have to come in.
Jim, he got you.
I don't know it off the top of my head. I'd have to look up it's going to be the size of the lobes, essentially, is what it's going to be. I don't know.
Those are the lobes again. These little pieces that stick up.
All the
fingers
numbers
are all bitten up.
All the numbers that they give you on the cams are all dimensions. So it's just going to be a matter of how wide the lobe is, how tall the lobe is, and that would be like your duration. So, and that's everything to do with, fuel and air mixtures, basically.
On a 48 Bluetooth speakers, you might have to go with a handlebar mount there.
On a 48?
Yeah.
Yeah, they can get the, what's it called? Hogtunes makes it.
Yep, we got that
mount.
too.
Yeah.
So there you go. I can't say prices on here, guys, because, these get posted on YouTube, and then in a year's time, it'll be a different price, and then we get nailed for not abiding by policy.
I can give them an idea. Like, it's most people that are doing this for just this job, you're anywhere, depending on what you already have done to your bike, because you need to consider that you're going to be getting a dyno tune as well. Anytime you do a performance upgrade, you're gonna be doing a tune. So with these kits, you're gonna end up being anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000, depending.
That's a big gap.
That's installed, yeah, but it just depends, right, on what you want to get. So like these kits are generally around, depending on what you want. You could go anywhere from, if we're gonna piece it together or do a full kit. I think these full kits are about $2,900. If we're gonna piece it together.
Right now, what date it is today? They're $2,900 on February, whatever, 2023.
February 4th.
Okay.
I'm not too worried about it.
I am.
But a lot of people are going to do more performance upgrades. So that's why I'm saying, like, it's kind of hard to tell you. We'd have to kind of like talk to you, see what you want to get, see what you want to do, how much you want to spend, and then I work around that to customize a kit for you.
So signs that this is wearing out on a bike.
Noise. You'll hear the noise. And
what does the noise sound like?
It's not going to sound right.
Like it just sounds like ticking, like fuel injector kind of sound,
not. Yeah, maybe that'll get noisier, but mainly your cam chest will just be noisier. It'll just sound. It won't be as quiet as it should be. It's kind of hard. Like these guys in the back have trained ears, so they know right away if something sounds a little off.
Does performance get screwed up if it's acting up? Would you be able to ride and still feel the same amount of power and everything? So it's kind of like a hidden issue.
Well, it's hard to tell. Like if it's worn down, I don't think you're gonna lose enough to know if at all. If it blows apart, then yes, you're gonna know for sure. Like if these tensioners blow apart, you're gonna know that you have no oil pressure, right? Because then because when these blow apart, this is gonna go down into your cam chest. You're gonna get bits and pieces in your oil pump, and then your oil pump's gonna be worn out, and then you're gonna have really bad oil pressure or no oil pressure. And then your motor's going to run like crap because you're not going to have the proper cooling.
Then you start welding pistons to cylinders.
Right. That's right. Yeah.
All right. I think that's good, Zach. I think you did really well. We should cheer Zach on. Let Zach know how good he did there.
I'm not a good public speaker.
He sounds really tired.
To wrap it up, everybody wish Josh a happy, speedy recovery on his experimental surgery. He's down in the Dominican. We all hope it goes well. He just wants to live out his dream as a merman. So if you have his number, send him a text, send him some love. If not, come see him on Tuesday. We'll prop him up in the showroom. We'll have a nice little big fish tank for him to swim around in, and it'll be cool. We're all here for his support. His family's not really into it, but we all love him. So
yeah, they live on the water there, so it's a perfect spot.
Yeah, Char wasn't on board at first, but she came around and she's happy for him.
If there's one thing though about Char is that she never hindered someone's dreams.
No, exactly.
She's really good like that.
Yeah.
So
Josh wants it, and that means Char wants it too. So
okay.
Bye Stevie, bye Leia. Hi Stevie, hi Leia.
Okay. Also thanks Zach. Again, we got calendars. Come grab the rest of them. We don't want them anymore. $10 donation to Sick Kids Hospitals. I'm just gonna say it again. The $10 donation is nothing compared to what children are going through right now. And a lot of you seem to be really affected by Sick Kids Hospital, or have had family or know someone with family in that hospital now or in the past. So you guys have been really supportive for the most part. Excuse me. Don't hesitate to come in and grab this. You might be in it, actually. You might be in it.
And that's 100% of that $10 goes to Sick Kids. We don't get any of that. HD Rock doesn't get any of that. We're not taking any of that. That $10 goes 100% to Sick Kids.
And pamphlets, grab your pamphlets. We'll really do all your thinking for you, okay?
Polar Plunge.
And you can go and donate to the Polar Plunge. I'm hanging up before this goes on any further. Bye. Bye.